Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing something I should have done long ago, and that is address these tomatoes that have been in my freezer. I just picked these from my garden last year, and I threw them into a freezer storage bag, and they got thrown into the freezer, and we moved and everything else, and I just haven't got to them. It's not that much, but I don't want anything to go to waste, so I am going to be canning these. I'm going to do the ball canning traditional just tomato sauce. And then that way I can just use this for a variety of different things. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually put these into my crock pot on high, and I'm going to wait until they start getting thawed out. And I'm going to remove the skin, and I'm also going to core them because I didn't do that whenever I put them in here. But we're learning here. So the next time I put these in the freezer, I will make sure that the core is cut out first. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing first. Okay, so I just started running these tomatoes under hot water. I live in an older house that has a gas heater, and the gas heater has been turned up so the water gets above scalding, and it was able to just kind of thaw that first layer, and literally the skins just started peeling off. So I am going to try to run all of these under hot water enough to where I can cut out that top part of the core and peel them, so I can just skip that whole step later. That way I can get this done today, because I don't want to wait all day for these to cook in my crock pot. So I'm gonna get this done and put them on high so we can get this going. All right, you guys, this has been cooking in my crock pot for a while now. I am going to actually be blending it. I don't have one of those fancy handheld things. I really need to invest in one, I think. But yeah, I'm going to probably ladle this in. And we have a package of cheese sticks because I have little ones. I'm not going to strain the seeds out either because I don't really care to do all that extra work. Mama. Mama. Okay, I am following the basic tomato sauce recipe for the ball canning book. I will link this down below. There are so many useful recipes in here. So I am going to be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of the citric acid to the bottom for a pint. So you just put it in the bottom of the jar. I'm probably only going to have 2 of these. Okay, so we're going to put a 1/4 teaspoon in the bottom of the jar of both. And then we are going to, I am going to add salt to mine because I'm going to add salt to everything. Anyway, and it says to do a 1/2 teaspoon, and I don't have a half right here, so I'm just going to do 2/4. This is canning salt. I plan on doing a whole video on the different kinds of salt and what you should be using with canning. And for my family, I'm probably going to be adding these to some type of pasta dish. So I am going to do a 1/2 tablespoon, or a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian also in these. And even if I don't use them in Italian, even in a chili, I add a lot of seasonings, and so they'll still be useful for that. And we are leaving a 1/2 inch headspace. So if I could do just a little bit more. If you are using a measure, here we go, is a 1/2 inch is here. So you just put that there and right at oh, that's 3/4. So I'm like right. I could probably fill them up slightly. I do have a little bit left, so I want to make sure that I get as much in here, and I still have some. We'll just throw that in dinner tonight. Okay, whenever I'm canning, I take just a little bit of vinegar and a cloth that's clean, and I just clean the tops of my jars, and I just dip it in the vinegar. This is not so much, I guess, of a tutorial because I'm following a recipe and I'm not really telling the recipe. This is just kind of how I'm doing it. I'm showing you guys the process of using up frozen tomatoes. Put those right on there. New flats every single time, but you can reuse bands. And you're just gonna put it on fingertip tight. When they're talking about, it's like do until you hit resistance, and just a little bit more, but not like winching it on there, okay? Okay. So we are going to, it's like so pretty, and you're like, I grew this myself. And you want to make sure that the tops of your jars are covered. Okay, this isn't quite to a boil yet, but it is starting to get heated. So we're just going to put this on here until it gets to a boil, and then we'll start timing. These are about done processing. I'm about to pull them out. I will link below both of the Ball preserving book and the canning book. This is the basic tomato sauce recipe. After I blended them, I could put them back into the crock pot, and I could have let it go for a little bit longer to thicken up. However, I'm really going to be using this as an additive to like chili or a taco casserole, and along those lines, and I really didn't need a big thick paste sauce, so I was okay with the consistency after blending it. But other than that, everything would be the same. So I definitely recommend picking up those books because they've helped me so much just in my canning journey and things that I'm like, oh yeah, I could can that or whatever. So I didn't get very much out of this. Obviously, we only got 2 pints, but the big thing for me was, 1, I canned something that I grew and it didn't go to waste. 2, I've been trying to inventory my freezer because we are going to be getting a half a beef for our family, and I kind of need to see like what's going to be there. Hunting season's coming up, what kind of cuts of meat and things that I need. So this was just one thing that was kind of like an ugly eyesore every time I opened up the freezer because it was like right in the front. So these jars, I tip it slightly. You can see there's a little bit of a separation. That's just from the heat. It will cool. Need to sit for 12 hours to completely cool before checking your seal. And that is it. So thank you guys for joining me on my little canning venture. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I would love to do more canning videos. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.